lovies, welcome back to Love from Mel. If you're new here, just sit back, relax, and I'm going to take you on a journey, guys. Not just a journey, it's a journey about how I came to Sweden, how I got here. So guys, it was over 14 years ago, and I had this friend back home. We were so curious about how online dating worked. We had heard about one dating website, and that's the only website that we knew. And we were so curious about how it worked. We had no idea. So what happened was we decided, let's go to an internet cafe, because we didn't have that Wi-Fi situation at home. So internet was quite expensive to have at your house. So we went to this internet cafe and we decided, let's check out this website that people have been talking about. So we went there and we opened our accounts and we'd go in and just check out the people that were there and stuff like that. And that's how eventually I met my son's father, and she met someone there from the USA. Fast forward, for her, she's already living there now. She actually left before me. So I don't know how long me and my son's father spoke for, but we did speak for a little while before we decided that he would come to Zambia for a visit. And that's how eventually we decided that he would come and he would live at a hotel. I told my parents about him, and they were curious. They were just curious. So that's how finally the day when it was close to the visit, that's how my dad said, now, you know what? We will have him stay at our house so that we get to know him a little better. And guys, I know you're curious, but we slept in separate rooms, okay? So I went to Lusaka to pick him up, but we didn't come to Kitwe immediately because it's a little trip. My cousin had a husband that was German, that she was married to, and he was a little bit curious also to know who this man was. And so they said you could both spend a few days at our house. So we stayed with them. It was nice. We were received warmly. We met I have a lot of relatives in Lusaka, so my son's father met my cousins, my aunts, and everybody received him nicely. They all loved him. And then after that visit, we went to Kitwe to my family, and my family received him warmly. Everybody loved him, my friends. Yeah, so he stayed for a few weeks. We did the formalities and we got engaged. And then my friends and my parents, my whole family, had a little get together with us the night before we were to go to Livingstone. So after that, we went to Livingstone for a few days, just to show him the Victoria Falls and just to see what else we have in Zambia. So we had a good time there, and then we went back to Lusaka to get ready for our trip. And at that point, guys, I had a visitor's visa, which was only valid for 3 months. So my mom saw us off and we traveled to Sweden. When we arrived, I felt like it was very different. It was spring and it was still very cold for me. But the best way I can describe this is that it did feel like I was far from home. It did feel like it was far from home. But I was also looking forward to this. So we traveled from Stockholm to Jönköping, where we all live right now. So I stayed for 3 months. Beautiful summers here, guys. It's very, very beautiful during summer, very pretty. A lot to do, beaches, shopping, what, So after 3 months, that's how we decided that we wanted to extend my visa. And at the time, I don't know how it is now, but I could extend my visa to another 3 months. So I would stay for a total of 6 months. And to get that visa, I would need to have a valid reason why I want to stay. I didn't really have any special reason according to me, so I just said I really wanted to see the snow, guys, because I'd never seen snow in my life. I could not relate. For me, it was just, people say it would be so cold, it would be -10, it would be -15. I didn't even know what that felt like. I could not compare it to anything. I could not relate. So yeah, that was the reason I had put it in my application, and I did get permission to stay. And that email was so nice, you know, like, oh, you welcome to stay and see our beautiful winter, somewhere in those lines. And I wish I'd kept that. It would have been such a nice what do you call it, momentum or something. So anyway, I stayed for the winter as well, and then after that, then I traveled back to Zambia. When I went to Zambia now, I was required to apply for my temporary residence permit, which I did, and it took about 3 months for me to get my response back. I didn't have to do any interviews because there really wasn't anything special really. The only time I did an interview was when I was getting my visitor's visa. So I got my temporary residence permit, guys, and it was time to go back to Sweden. And I went back to Sweden, or I came back to Sweden. Yeah, it was nice to see my ex again. And then after some time, I applied. I think that was after 2 years or 3 years, maybe, I don't know. I applied for my permanent residence permit, but I did that while I was here. And that, my friends, is how I came to Sweden. And let me know in the comments, have you ever moved to a new country? What did it feel like? Would you like to know what people here are like? Would you like to know the differences? What is it that you would like to know about this place? You know, and stuff like that. And I will do it in the coming videos. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Thank you so much for following me, and remember to hit that like button, the subscribe button, and stay well and take care, guys. Love from Mel.